What's going on? You're in the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. Let's have a look at this new project from Sonic Youth entitled In Out In. That was released on March 18th. This is a collection of instrumental tracks from the band's last decade together, recorded in the 2000s. And so considered a compilation. I believe it's number 8 for them, and I believe it comes after a project entitled Rarities 3, which was released back in 2020. But I'm not 100% sure of that, and I have no problem admitting it because these guys, since breaking up a little over a decade ago, have put out a ton of material, especially in the last 5 or 6 years. Compilations, but a lot of live music as well. And you think about this band and the type of music they played. I won't pretend to be the biggest Sonic Youth fan, but going back and exploring those albums really has been a treat, a lot of fun. I definitely would recommend it, even if you're moderately into this band. What makes them so fascinating, though, is watching their compositions unfold. And, you think about those live albums, too. I think of a band like the Grateful Dead or Phish, and not to call these guys a jam band, but I'd put them more in line with, honestly, like classical orchestration. They put together these structured compositions, and it's really cool to just kick back and watch the way they unfold, and certainly improvisation in the live show. And these guys take advantage of it with their style. But I love that they cover so much ground as well. All the way from freeform rock, which I know can be really off-putting for some people, but I find it fascinating when these guys do it. And, I think of a song like Teenage Riot, which, it has a lot of pop appeal to it. It's a very catchy song. And again, they have that ability to cover both sides of the spectrum and everything in between. Just incredibly fascinating to listen to. So this new record, In Out In, it's really fun because it's instrumental. So I think it might draw in some fans that weren't necessarily into the band, having to listen to lyrical content and a composition. I know that some people just want to listen to instrumental songs, and so this is a really cool album for that reason. I think this is a great album to open up Sonic Youth fans to as well, because it really, in 5 songs, covers that spectrum that I just mentioned so very well. These tracks, Basement Contender is the first one. This is an excellent song. This is, I mean, again, I'm not the biggest Sonic Youth fan in the world, but I like this track a lot. Musically, this might be one of the coolest things I've heard from Sonic Youth. I love the beautiful, gentle riff that drives this track. The tone of the guitars, it reminds me of the Velvet Underground. Percussion reminds me of Mo Tucker from the Velvet Underground. And again, this is one of those songs where it just feels like the band is holding your hand and taking you for a walk. And it's such a pleasure to listen to this song unfold and develop. Really just a fine example of what Sonic Youth does so well as a band, or I should say did so well as a band. It feels like does because they continue to put all this stuff out, and I'm glad they do. Again, it's great to have a band that, if they're going to break up, at least they're going to provide you with some fun material and keep you engaged. In and Out is your second track. This is a cool track. It picks up the tempo a bit, but it's minimal. It's ambient. I really like the percussion on this track. Just right in the rim of that snare. Frequently gallops a little bit, and it comes in and out, but another fine example of just a big track that it does a lot with very little, I should say. And again, I think of a band like the Velvet Underground, very minimal, but putting together these incredibly full songs, just a lot of sound, very cool. Machine is your third song. It's quick. About a 3.5 minute rocker. It's and again, Sonic Youth is a band that, they can kick out a pop track, and I feel like oftentimes if they have, it's probably been done in angst or because, they're unhappy about something, but they have the ability to do it well. And this song is a really cool example of that. Social Static is your fourth track. Flipping this thing over, and this is a track where you get that freeform noise. And for those people that were talking about getting into this band just from that instrumental material, this is a song that might be a little bit off-putting. It's big and it's got a lot of that freeform noise. This is something that I find songs like these fascinating. I think they're it's not something I can listen to every day, but when I want to listen to Sonic Youth, this is the type of something, this type of music that I'm ready to be engaged in, and I really appreciate this song, and I think it's a fine example of how they do that so well and how it's lent itself to so much other experimentation in music. Really, very groundbreaking kind of stuff. Out and In is your final song. This is a great closer on this project. It's just got big, heavy riffs. Just big heavy rocker. It's kind of a headbanger. It's a huge track too. It's the type of thing that most bands with these heavy riffs, 4 or 5 minutes, but Sonic Youth, the type of band that can keep you completely engaged throughout the entirety of a track like this. And I'm so pleased with this project. And the final thing about this is that all these projects that they've put out, the live material, the compilations, the majority of it is only available to stream on Bandcamp, which is cool. But obviously we're here to talk about Wax. And so In Out In is actually available on Wax. It is sold out at the moment. So I believe there is a pre-sale going on right now, and I think the next pressing is coming out on June 22nd. I will double check that date for all of you and post it on the video. But if you're interested in this record, it will be available out there. You can definitely get in line to pre-order it. And I want to vinyl please it, because this is a great project. Again, this just is a really fun 45-minute way to just experience everything that Sonic Youth did very well throughout the entirety of their career, and I dig it for that reason. So I hope you find this review helpful. Hope you enjoyed this record. Please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, do all the things to help me blow this project up in 2022, and stay tuned throughout the week for more album reviews. We'll see you next time on the Beat Sessions.